So hello guys. So before starting, let's begin by asking you all the most frequently asked question of the past 2 years. Am I audible to you all loudly and clearly?
Very much, yes.
Thank you, Dhanush.
Yeah.
Okay. So hello friends. As you all know, in this Akashwani, you're hearing to the voice of Rahul Jain. Oh, sorry. Hello guys. I'm Rahul Jain, and today I'm here to present to you all the second most valued unicorn. Second most valued startup of this country, that is PayTM, Pay to Modi. Oh, I'm sorry. That is Pay through mobile. Hey lads and lasses, don't take it seriously, okay? And don't tell it to any Congress people. Fir mera kya hoga? So, okay, we were talking about the startups, and the first highly valued startup is Byju's. And I think we are going to hear about that also in a couple of minutes later by someone else. So let's begin with PayTM. So we are going to look at this company in 4 segments, that is introduction, growth, and the phase of demonetization and the IPO phase of this company. Let's begin with introduction. So beginning with the introduction of startup, what is a startup company? A startup company, or simply a startup, is an entrepreneurial venture which is basically in its early stages of business and which is formed by a person who finds a real life issue. So it's a company started by a person who finds a real life issue and he wants to find a solution to that. But what according to government is a startup? The eligibility criteria for startup recognition. The startup should be incorporated as a private limited company or registered as a partnership firm or an LLP. The turnover must not exceed 100 crore rupees in any of the previous financial years, and an entity shall be considered as a startup just for 10 years from its incorporation. So now let's directly jump into PayTM. PayTM, a partially abbreviation for Pay Through Mobile and not Pay to Modi, is an Indian multinational technology Fintech company, finance plus technology company that specializes in digital payment system, e-commerce and financial services based in Noida. It was started in 2009 and it offers mobile wallet facilities, mobile payments, UPI, Unified Payment Interface, utility bills, and with the latest integration, it also offers a platform named PayTM Money wherein you can invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, etc.
It's also planning for insurance, if I'm not wrong. Just like PhonePe, PayTM is also planning for insurance.
Okay.
It has already come now.
And the other facilities, we can book these tickets through PayTM.
Yes, ma'am. That's what utility bills.
Yeah, utility benefits.
Let's go through the timeline of the company from its own website. Okay, in 2009, PayTM was launched and it introduced its payments gateway in 2012. In 2014, it started with bus ticketing services and it also introduced PayTM Wallet. In 2015, they introduced bill payments, movie ticketing, QR codes, etc. And in 2016, it started with train ticketing and flight ticketing services. In 2017, that is after demonetization, where government issued UPI services, it also came up with PayTM UPI, PayTM FASTag, PayTM Gold, Payments Bank facilities, insurance attachment, event ticketing, etc. services. And in 2018, we saw the introduction of PayTM Money, wherein you can invest in stocks and all. And they also came up with the concept of PayTM First Games. And in 2019, we saw the introduction of BNPL, Buy Now Pay Later service by PayTM, and also the merchant cash advancing facilities. In 2020, also they came up with a few important things like credit cards and all. Credit card is issued by them with the integration of SBI company and not by its own. And in 2021, we saw the introduction of equity trading and smart point of sales and future and options and derivatives. Coming back to our presentation, How did this fintech company PayTM rise? It all began in 2009. At that time and even today, though many banks adopted the online technology, they couldn't deal with the wider concept of alternate payments. Even though the banks have their own platforms for their online transactions, they couldn't end the long queues in front of their branches. Banks sometimes make their people and account holders feel frustrated. They levy unnecessary charges and etc. Things are all the problems which led to the foundation of the concept of fintech companies. In India, all of this began with this man, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the founder and CEO of PayTM. We all now have music in our phone, letters, that is mail in our phone, camera in our phone, and then why not our wallet in our phone. Vijay Shekhar Sharma was the first person in India to make it possible and bring our wallet in our phone. And today, everyone is using this mode of payment. Right from an auto driver and a vegetable vendor to petrol bunks and malls depend on and accept this mode of payment. One more important advantage of using PayTM is that people started consuming less chocolates. You must be wondering how. You need not worry much. It's as simple as that. You need not. Yes, ma'am. You need not. The shopkeeper won't give you any chocolates in exchange of the remaining 5 rupees, isn't it? Let's go through the next phase, that is the growth phase and the current position of PayTM in the current market. PayTM today is a fintech company having over 333 million active mobile users and over 21 million merchants accepting this mode of payment. It currently has a market capitalization as of yesterday. It had a market capitalization of 59,501 crores. It has a market share of 67% in digital wallet business, which is a market leader. PayTM is a market leader in digital wallet business. In UPI, it is in position 3, followed by the first and second places held by PhonePe and Google Pay respectively, and it has a 12% market share in UPI.
Oh, 1 second, Rahul, as you've told the market capitalization, did you check the price? I mean, at what they are planning to issue this IPO? Allot these shares.
It is already issued, ma'am. I'll come to that in the later.
Allotted money, allotted price. I'm asking about allotted.
It was allotted for 2150, ma'am, rupees 2050. It had the number of digital transactions on this platform, all over the platform of PayTM, was 150 millions in November 2016, and it has grown to around 10 times to 1.2 billion in the February of the last year. It has received investments from great personalities like Ratan Tata, Warren Buffett, Jack Ma, and many more other investments, which is not a small thing at all, because these members don't invest into companies just like that. They have a detailed investigation on this. Let us now come to the phase of demonetization. The turning phase, 8th November 2016. Is there any Indian who doesn't know about this date? This is the date on which at 8 p.m. the Prime Minister of our country declared a ban on the then ongoing currency with denominations of 500 and rupees 1000. Where all other Indians were feeling this to be a nightmare, PayTM saw a rapid growth. Not 10%, not 100 or 200%, but it saw a tenfold, that is 1000% increase in addition of money into its wallet by people overnight. In one single night, it witnessed a 200% increase in its downloads. They issued their ad campaigns having the photo of Narendra Modi, and as you all know, this is India, and this of course led to a political crisis as well, but everything was dealt later, and this is when people started calling PayTM as Pay to Modi, and all believed that Narendra Modi brought in this.
In fact, they started telling that Narendra Modi's company is PayTM. In fact, they started it. Yeah.
Okay, all that is fine. But everyone studying about PayTM or any other company similar to this one have one common question. These companies are providing all services for free. Then are these companies making profit? Yes, they are. They are offering free services for us, but not to all other business partners and all. The first source of income for them is PayTM business, where they accept debit cards and all, and they charge certain amount of commission to those business partners. They also earn through advertisements. You see a lot of advertisements as soon as you open the app of PayTM. They earn through that. They earn from your deposits. You deposit money into their PayTM wallet, into their PayTM payments bank, and they invest it somewhere else and they earn interest over that. They also offer cross-selling services. That means they just attract people to their platform and they diversify their customers into many other segments of their own, like PayTM Money, PayTM Malls, etc. And PayTM Malls, which is also an e-commerce platform where they earn from. Till now, we all saw the positives of this company. Let us come to the phase of IPO, initial public offering. Here comes a question. Is PayTM really successful? First, let's go through the financials of this company for that.
First of all, ask them whether success is treated only with the profits or the expansion.
Ma'am, it depends on both, ma'am.
It depends on both and also your value creation. Yes.
Wealth creation, yes, ma'am.
It's not only these three aspects, but if you are showing a regular profit, then you're not growing. If you're not expanding your business, either you're not creating any value, you're not creating any wealth for the business. That's first stage of business. You're not getting into some other stage. When you are trying to transfer your company from a single field to a conglomerate, that is also expansion, but you can't tell that there is a profit over there. Example, this Adani Ports, yes, are they running in profits, but they are a conglomerate. So in such way, every company needs to be analyzed in that way, students. So yes, Rahul will continue now. Yes, Rahul. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Looking through the profit and loss account of this company, just not going through too deep into it, just looking at the net profits, we see a negative figure, which means this company is running in losses. Then how can this be called a successful company? And even when we see the earnings per share, it is all in negative figures. Coming back to our presentation, the IPO phase. This IPO was opened on 8th of November 2021, the previous November, and this PayTM IPO was issued for an equity share of face value ₹1 aggregating to around ₹18,300 crores, were issued at a price differing from 2,080 to 2,150 per equity share, and the minimum order quantity is 6 shares. So IPO was listed on 18th of November 2021. Against the issue price of ₹2,150, it was opened for a discount at ₹1,955, and it closed at a discount of 27% at 1,560. So what led to the failure of this IPO? In layman's point of view, we had a basic look at the financials. Though not in deep, we at least understood that this is a loss-making company. But this alone cannot be a reason. In that case, even Zomato, which is a loss-making company, saw a bumper listing. So let's see what really happened. Many analysts believe that this was an inflated valuation of ₹1,40,000 crores by raising 18,300 crores. They believe that company was not worth, and it would take around 10 to 12 years for the company to make it worth ₹1,40,000 crores. As we saw at the beginning, it is somewhere around 60,000 crores currently, the valuation. And also it led to the concerns with the company's growth prospects, considering the absence of licensing to enter lending business. As it is a payments bank, it cannot lend money to any of the business or anything like that. And in this segment, they also have intense competition. It indicated a poor IPO debut. This IPO was subscribed just for 1.51 times. Comparing it to the IPO of Burger King was subscribed around, if I'm not wrong, it was subscribed over 100 times, and I think it was 130 or 150 times. And out of ₹18,300 crores, ₹10,000 crores, which is more than half of the IPO size, was an offer for sale where the promoters diluted their stake in the company, and it wasn't going to be invested again in the company.
Yeah, they just bought it back because they could not hold the stake, because this was the stage for them from last 5 years. They thought this IPO would take their company to the next level. That's where you meant these 1.51 times and the 100 times, more than 100 times of Burger King. That's where a company's instigation or company's downfall, in the sense dilution or the decentralization happens. Every time a company is coming into the share market, once they will come here to increase their company's value as a whole, in the sense their capitalization as a whole. So if their capitalization is not coming into that way, they will definitely think of buying back, or they will either just dilute the stake. That is the strategy also followed by this PayTM. Yes, continue, Rahul. Sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
No problem, ma'am. This is so this is what I got to say today. So thank you everyone for listening to me, and sorry for extending and taking a bit more of your time, and I hope I made it worth your time. Thank you, and until then, everyone, keep singing PayTM karo.